Games, board games. I might be talking about board games, but I'm not gonna shout. I am starting off this streaming with a little bit of singing, and I am here in this situation here at a convention called Bastion, and we're playing lots of games. I'll go through some of them and tell you how they were under names. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good whatever it is, wherever you are. 10 a.m. is UK time for Busy Beats and Board Game Blether episode 883. I'm at Bastion, and there's lots of games and friends and chill times, people that I've met before, like Leanne Weaver and Scott and other lovely people, and of course Yvonne, who was basically the reason that I came here. I think it. Oh, don't quote me on this, but I think it started around 2017. But also my roommate Kit, who's lovely. Hello, Kit.
Oh, hi.
And yeah, let's talk about recent highlights, living life and seeing the sights, recent highlights, playing games and other delights, recent highlights. So I've got a little scroll of all the games that I played at the bottom, but so the journey up wasn't the smoothest. I'm a bit annoyed with myself, frankly, and really the main lesson for me is pay the extra 20, 30 pounds, whatever, get flexible train tickets, because otherwise, I quite often right now, the way I am, end up spending like an extra 70 pounds instead to get something because I arrived just a few minutes too late for the 9 a.m. train, which was really frustrating and annoying. But I'm not going to beat myself up over it. Obviously, that's, live life, learn, move on, get flexibility when you can. And when I go to Germany, I'll make sure that I aim for not only 2 hours before the plane's due, but like 3 hours before the plane's due. So, because obviously that would be a bit worse, missing a plane journey. Otherwise, I got here and it was just a beautiful journey, walking from Llandudno station up to the Conway, sun coming over the horizon with the birds passing by, dancing overhead, and the sea on my right. I bought a couple of small snacks, basically just bananas from the local shop. But there's a lot to explore. You can literally go on the castle walls, and that's something that I'm going to try to do today. You can, it's exciting times. Getting here, I said hello, I got my games out, I got them all set up. I had a few things that I was hoping to play. And I think the first game that I played was, what's just happened? My notes have all disappeared. Weird. The first game that I played was Questabell. Some lovely people. So we started off on. I said to them, "Okay, would you like to start off on easy, which is 3-letter words, or normal 4-letter words, tricky 5-letter words, fiendish 6, and there is a diabolical, but I haven't worked out those levels yet." Everyone seemed to come to a consensus to go for the 3-letter words, which slightly surprised me, but I guess, some people are just going to say, well, we'll start on level 1 no matter what. And I think that that's a lesson that's in the rules to encourage people to go a little bit further if they want to feel challenged. But if people are enjoying it and are enjoying just going through the different levels, that's also totally cool. We're joined by Kit and Emma, and tried at 5 players. I didn't think it was going to work, and indeed at some of the higher level counts it is going to mess up, but it was nice seeing it played. We played I played a bit of just one. I was hoping to get involved in a classic tournament. There was some admin mistake that meant I didn't not dwell on that. But just one, such a lovely game. And it's interesting how people play it in such different ways, because some people play by the rules, or like I play by the rules written in the rule book. Some people just do if you get it right, then you get the card. If you get it wrong, you don't get the card, and we'll go through 13 and see how many we got right, which does take out the incentive to ever pass. But maybe that's a bit more fun, because pushing people to sometimes just skip, that's not really a fun thing. Then like some people just do the Charlie Paul method, where it's just like, hey, we'll keep on going, do whatever. And then there was the Scott method yesterday, where hey, let's put these things in front of other people. I played Zaberias, which is a game sent to me by an Israeli designer, and it was definitely a bit more complex than I was expecting for a game touted for people 6 or more, 8. It felt very thinky. There's a lot of units to wrap your head around. There's a lot to kind of ponder. And also, it lasted quite a while. It was like 2 hours. And then we kind of called it. We said, okay, you're probably winning. Let's just finish it up. I would be interested to try at 2 players, where I think the cognitive load will be slightly less. Because, like, I'm not saying that, I mean, sometimes there's a propensity to say, oh, of course I can handle it. Of course I'm smart enough. Because there's a bit of an ego with saying that a game is too complex. If I'm saying a game is too complex, does that mean I'm not smart enough? What does that say about me? Whereas in reality, what I really want to be challenged by is not the interactions between all these different units that I need to memorize, but what I really want to be challenged by is the massive ramifications between a set of relatively simple rules, the ideal being in Go. And so that's why I feel like having lots of units and having all these different abilities going on, and it feels a bit much. It doesn't, yeah. But I can absolutely see that as you play more and more. And the other thing that I'm thinking is, I wonder if it could benefit from a King Brick style situation. And honestly, the other objection that I've got is like, if we'd kept going, I could have seen a situation where we all said, you know what, Lindsay is winning. We'll all eventually manage to take down Lindsay, and then eventually another superpower emerges. Maybe that's John, or maybe that's me, or what. And then we all take down that person. And so it could go on literally forever, like it says. I mean, I don't think that the time infinity, like, what did that even mean? That was a weird thing to print, but I don't think that was just a joke. Like, to me now, that seems like a warning. But yeah, in all seriousness, it's at times just like a shrug of the shoulders. We played other games, of course. I played Dohdles, which, that's such a good game. Everyone else agreed, and it's a lovely game to play twice, because in Dohdles you've got to try and make your clay constructions possible to work out, but not too easy. And so that's a difficult challenge to kind of thread. And yeah, I think that I would. The first time most of us made it a little bit too easy, and then the second time it was just a much nicer game, and it was interesting to see how everyone's approach changed massively for the second time. And it's a really, actually, you know what? When I keep talking about Drawn Together game being the first strategic game about aesthetics, you know what? I feel like actually Doodles kind of did it first, now I think about it. Anyway, herd mentality, trying to say the same as other people, more just one, and a bit more Questabell with Ian, and then finally with Rob, a bit of Drawn Together game. And that was just a delight to play with Rob, feeling like really inspired and really excited by it. And it was lovely to see something that I made sparking that. It's a lovely place. It's a beautiful area, wonderful people. Let me just give you a peek out the window. That is Wales, that is Conway. That is this area. This is what the place looks like. You can see farmland, you can see hills, and if you gaze into the other direction, you can see the river estuary. Let's talk about brilliant thing. Brilliant thing. What's the little thing which is brilliant? Brilliant thing for today is electricity. I mean, it's magic. It's pretty amazing that you just plug a thing into a socket and boom, you're now getting electricity. That's pretty gosh darn amazing. Question of the day. Here's a little question before we go on our way. Now, as often, because I'm at another place, I'm going to wrap this up relatively quickly. But my question to you is, have you ever been to Wales? Would you like to go to Wales? Do you speak Welsh? Like, the first time I went to Wales was with a parent, I believe in Cardiff, and I've been a few times. Like, I went to Bangor, and yeah, when I started selling games, I went to Cardiff, Rules of Play, to promote it a few times, and of course, I've been to Conway. I don't speak any Welsh. I don't have much interest in learning Welsh, to be honest. I mean, no more than any other language. It's not a language where I want to um, settle down in or anything. But, and the truth is, if I knew Swahili, for example, or if I knew, like, it would be potentially more useful because maybe there's people who know that, but not English. Whereas Welsh, everyone who speaks Welsh kind of already speaks English. Over to you. What are you up to? You can share a button if you want to. I'm going to be playing a bunch more games today. That's what I've got planned. I'm going to be playing more games, make sure I get outside, maybe eat some fish and chips. And that's it. For now, lots of love. If there's anything you want to share, please do. I promise I care, but otherwise, recap and wrap up before we finish up. So, today and tomorrow are going to be super quick shows. While I'm doing this, I'm feeling good, generally enjoying life, and looking forward to playing more games. And I've had a lovely time so far, good conversations, good people, and tested a couple of my own things. And oh yeah, I'm hoping to see if I can get people together for Heartstrings. For now, lots of love, and whoops. If you want to check me out, I am Stuff by Bez in all of the places. Stuffbybez.com/streams is my online calendar for shows and stuff. Thank you very much, everyone. And the only thing left to say is bye, 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 bye. This is a goodbye song to do. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Bye, 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 bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.